watchman, you do the preaching. You need a 7-year Sabbath for your land where you meet teaching. Sad Sunday deceiving. We camped out for 7 days in Sukkot feasting.
The Apostle Yahuwah, John, he said, let no man deceive you. He who works righteousness is righteous, even as Yahushua is righteous. Watch this. This is the script I was looking for. Proverbs. Proverbs 16. Y'all, excuse me. Y'all notice I have to be just like this if I don't have that.
It's real.
Proverbs 16 and 3. This right here helped me. Watch this. We talk about the thoughts and how the enemy he's battling continually in our thoughts. Watch this. Proverbs 16 and 3. Commit your works unto Yahuwah, and your thoughts will be established. It's like you're saying, you got to do something. If we want our mind freed, we got to take action. Yahuwah is telling us here that if you commit your works, your yad. The yad, is that the hand? That's the hand? In the ancient Abri Hebrew, the arm with the hand out is the letter yad. What it represents is action. And here's something else that it represents. I was gonna do something on this later, but I'm gonna do it now. It represents actions, your works. It also represents worship.
Really?
Our worship has to do with our works. When we're working righteousness, we're worshiping Yahuwah. It's not all about this.
Right.
And we love to sing. We start off the video singing. But we have an understanding that if we singing and we unrighteous, wicked, and unclean, Yahuwah ain't receiving that. So we not one of them that's singing thinking we can just live like dogs and then sing to him and he receive it. Yahuwah don't receive that.
He don't receive nothing, right? He don't receive nothing.
He receives the praise of a righteous man. A righteous woman. Doesn't mean that we're perfect, no. But it means that we want to be. It means that we care, like you said. Our default is to care. So if I mess up and I come and I say, Abba, I'm not coming to you with my pride and acting like I'm all good. No, I'm not all good. I messed up, Abba. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I repent, Abba. I turn. I'm hurt over what I did. I'm sorry that I offended you. I'm sorry.
God.
Not running up, teaching and preaching and singing and you living like a dog. A hypocrite, like he don't see that and like he won't strike you down.
Right. Man, don't play with that. Don't play.
He says, commit your works unto me, and your thoughts will be established. So if you find if we find in our minds wandering, we need to get to work.
And what scripture is that?
That's Proverbs 16 and 3. We need to get to work. Feed a hungry man and don't tell nobody about it.
Right.
Don't put it on Facebook.
Right.
Do something for somebody.
Yeah.
And let's start with us, because I love what the Apostle Shaul said. It says that we're supposed to be doing good, but especially to those of the household of faith. So we put all this emphasis on the poor in the streets. We need to be taking care of the poor in the covenant.
I'm not boasting on myself, but I know a lot of people have seen me in their inbox asking for money. You know what I'm saying? For somebody else. Most of the time, all the time, it's somebody in the household of belief. I'm not saying that to boast myself up.
I'm sorry. No.
Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that to beat myself up. I'm just saying this is the things that Yahuwah is pleased with. Good point.
And Yahuwah, see, we all have to grow. Let me just be honest with you. I want to be honest and transparent with y'all. I pray continually. And I'm asking Abba continually because, see, when Yahushua said, I can't remember where he said it, but where he said, where I learned obedience from the things I suffered, I can relate to that. I'm not where I am because of my own righteousness. I'm where I am because of rebuke from Yahuwah and from chastening and correction and from him coming face to face with me and making me see myself. I've learned to obey him by the things that he's allowed me to suffer. I don't put myself out there to be some just perfect, righteous man, just always got it all right, just always doing right, just this and that. No. I have been chastened heavily by him. Abba has chastened me heavily for my behavior. He has chastened me heavily for my pride, for my hypocrisy. He has chastened me heavily for my mouth. So I've learned to obey him. And I still have ways to go. But I'm where I am right now because I learned to obey him because of the things I've had to suffer in my life. So now when I read that from Yahusha, now I understand completely that he had to shape us into this.
Because he loved us.
Because he loves us.
As many as I love,
I rebuke and I chasten. If you are not being chastened by Yahuwah, because you ain't perfect, even if you think you are. If you're not experiencing some chastening from Yahuwah at some point, you are a bastard and not a son. Because every son that he loves, he chastens them. This walk ain't going to be all feel good. There's going to be some things where you're talking about where we have to want to know what's important to him.
Right.
That's what this is all about.
Right.
When we have to want to know what's important to him and then be willing to, what you said, change. This ain't about getting up here talking. Us three just talking. No, we're talking for the purpose of us and you doing something.
Even if it's just being introspective.
Hallelujah.
That's doing something.
Come.
That's doing something.
That's work.
That's work. That's work.
It's work.
Looking within yourself, trying to fish out some inconsistencies.
That's work.
That's work.
That's putting in the work.
But
Go ahead.
we must understand, it's stuff around us trying to destroy us. And the deeper you go in this walk, the more you will realize, oh, they hate him and they hate me, and they ain't gonna leave me alone. So once you
say it, yeah,
they ain't gonna leave you alone
because they hate him.
Because they hate him.
So now they hate you.
Now they hate you
Because you're his son.
because you his son. And the only way to get this depression and
Or the-
all other things off of you is to eat this bread.
Oh, man.
You gotta
You
eat
eat
that
that lamb, boy.
You gotta eat the
Eat
whole
that
scroll
lamb.
Eat the whole scroll.
every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Can we talk about this? Okay, so I got off Facebook for a while, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm learning to just flow with that. Whenever Abba leads me to, I just do it
Yeah.
because I know it's good for me. I know it's good for me.
It is.
See,
More than you realize. Go ahead.
And see, I'm at the point in my life, on a personal
bread
level,
in it, man.
where I understand that nobody need me. Don't nobody need me. I understand that. Now, does that mean that each one of us are not important? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if any one of us gets out of here, life goes on.
Period.
Life goes on.
It's got to.
Don't nobody need me.
Right.
What I need is to make sure that I'm in line with him, not in line with you. What I need is to make sure I'm doing what he instructs me to do, not what you expect me to do. You might expect me to be seen. You might expect me to have to do a video every week or do a video every day or come online and post something every day. I don't got to do that.
Right.
I got to do what he says.
Right.
So when he tells me to get away,
Yeah.
I'm bouncing.
Yeah. Right.
Just like Enoch did.
Yeah. Right.
Enoch disappeared for a year, didn't he?
Right. Several. Like at a certain point, he was gone for several years.
And they went looking for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And came out one day and did it again.
and on top of that, he was the chief in the earth at that time
Yeah.
in righteousness. So it's not like he was just a nobody and disappeared. He was the one that the whole world looked to for righteousness, and he disappeared. I ain't the one the whole world's looking to for righteousness.
Right. Right.
So if Enoch could disappear, and he's on that level, certainly little old me could disappear, and people gonna be all right.
Here we are. Hallelujah.
My point is, our responsibility is to Yahuwah first. We don't need to raise ourselves up like we suffer. Some of us are talking and we shouldn't be talking.
Right. Agreed.
Some of us are talking and you shouldn't be talking. But you think that because you're so needed. But you know what? You know what the real need is? The need is to get our soul together.
Yeah.
Because the Apostle Shaul said that lest I preach to others and myself be a castaway. He said I can preach to others.
Right.
Say all this good word, do all these good YouTube teachings and all these videos and getting popular and everybody love me and looking to me. I can do all that and myself be a castaway because in here ain't right.
Here it is.
Even though what's coming out right here and all this this word I'm giving and all these and the YouTube channel look real pretty and all the presentation is great and I'm giving all this good information, but I ain't right in here.
Right. It's a bad look.
Go ahead, Doc.
It's a bad look. I got it. You got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we just here to encourage y'all, Ms. Parker. So Ms. Parker, I do want to say, because I haven't said it since we've been on the live, I do want to say that I love you all very deeply. We love you all very deeply. And Tada for everyone that did stop by. I don't know who all is stopped by. I don't know, but whoever has, just want to say love you very much. Good to see you. And Abba is good. Everyone that's given a comment, Tada, love you. We just love y'all very much. We really do. Right. And so the main reason for this that I called the meeting with the Hakeem was for us to discuss our strategy and the things to get before Abba and to discuss things that we're going to do going forward. Talking about ministry and outreach and things like that. And then, like I said, this morning, out the blue, I sensed in the room to go live. And now I know why. Because I just believe Abba is wanting us to get our focus back on him and not be distracted by even things that may seem good, like you said. Every distraction is not the big butt.
Right, exactly.
Every distraction for a man is not the big butt.
Right, exactly.
Some of the distractions are the nice, or the butt you can't see behind that nice Hebrew outfit.
Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes that's a distraction.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not saying that as the women. I'm just saying to make the point that everything is not what we think it is.
Right, exactly.
All things are not as they seem.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, Hasatan knows what's best for you in regards to how he wants to distract you.
That's right.
And that's something that once again, we won't talk about this kind of stuff. He's a master strategist. Hasatan is a master strategist.
He is.
He knows how to get you on a very mental level, you know what I'm saying, and distort your perspective in a way to where you just kind of coasting through life. That's not, they ain't living. That ain't how Yahuwah wants us to be intentional.
I like that. Intentional.
He wants us to be intentional.
Intentional.
And we have to be. We have to be because Hasatan is intentional. Every little study, every little crack he puts in the road, every little stumbling block, it's intentional. He places it in a certain spot. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be just as intentional in regards to this Torah, in regards to his word, in regards to our belief, in Yahusha, in the things that we let go, you know what I'm saying, the things that we say, whom we expose ourselves to. You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional.
Hallelujah. I was trying to wait on Nabi to get back, and he's coming right now. So hallelujah.
We are living in an hour much similar to the coming of Yahusha, and during the time of the apostles and Hellenism, and the enemy is presenting us with these narratives that sound good, but no mention of repentance. W.J. Thompson said that.
Oh, hallelujah. Shalom, Elder. Shalom, Elder W.J. I love you. I met Elder in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, met Elder in Texas.
Right on.
So yeah, it was good. Good to see you. Pray to see you again. Very wise man. See all the wise elders, and not just the wise elders, but just the wisdom of our people. It's not always all in who's out there famous. We need to learn to appreciate each other.
Yeah.
That Ark right there, that elder right there, he may not be well known, may not have a big YouTube channel, may not have a big following, but I glean just listening to him, and you can see the sincerity. Yeah. See, so we need to learn. We need to stop doing like the world and making stars out of people.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
One thing I'm guilty of, but I agree with you, is being greater contact with those who are always contacting me. You see what I'm saying? Everybody ain't always contacting you.
Right.
I mean, sometimes, like, I'm contacting people when it's people right here always contacting me. These are the ones I need to be contacting.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Care more about the ones that care about you.
About me. You know what I'm saying? Do you have such and such after your own mind? That's what Sirach had said. So
that's so good, Ak, and that is big. And I'm going to say this: you're absolutely right. I'm not one that's on the starstruck power thing. Even when it comes to Yahshua, I don't see no big eyes and no little U's in Yahshua. People can pump up who they want to pump up. If you ain't righteous and you ain't living in righteousness, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care if you're doing music. I don't care if you're famous in the music. I don't care if you're a famous YouTuber. I don't care if you're a famous entrepreneur of Yahshua. I don't care what you got going on that makes you well known. If you don't got fruit of righteousness, I ain't talking about fruit of entrepreneurship. I'm talking about fruit of righteousness. I don't care. I'd rather that y'all my brothers. I know y'all. Don't nobody got to know y'all. I know you.
Right, Lord.
When my phone's turned off, guess who can still call me?
Yeah.
YouTube.
Right.
I told y'all that before. When I get off Facebook and I disappear, guess who I don't disappear from?
Yeah.
YouTube.
Hallelujah.
So going back to what you said, we need to learn to put emphasis on those who love us.
That's right.
Instead of chasing stars or chasing who everybody else makes important.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We need to care about the ones that are giving us care. You know what I'm saying? So
and I was going to bring this up too earlier because Brandon Evans said something about the sports. I know we talked about the sports a little bit too. You know, and we say it all the time. We ain't just saying stuff just coming down on nobody. It starts with us. You know what I'm saying? It starts with, I know for me, I like basketball. I like basketball. I like basketball a lot. A lot more than I probably should. You know what I'm saying? And there have been times where, and shout out to Ott, because I know he said some stuff about the NBA. A lot of these cats like LeBron James, these cats are wicked. These cats, you know what I'm saying, they be doing slick little rituals at the beginning of the other games and stuff like that. And for that reason alone, we shouldn't be, yielding ourselves to it. You know what I'm saying? But even outside that, you don't have to go that deep. The distraction of trying to keep up, that might be your default mode. That might be your default mode right there. Keeping up with what Stephen A. Smith is saying. You know what I'm saying? First Take. You know what I'm saying? Chris Bouchard. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Keeping up with them cats or whatever. Because that interests you. You know what I'm saying? And you like that. And we deceive ourselves by saying, oh, I should be able to do what I want to. I work 8 hours a day, you know what I'm saying? I want to enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? That's just another way Hasatan deceives us into doing things that are unprofitable, that take us away from what is really important, and that's healing our minds and healing our ruh.
When you start speaking about stuff like that, I ain't really big into sports. I did at one time when we was growing up playing as kids, but that's just me. So everybody ain't like me. So some folks love sports, and I understand that. But when I see, when I see people going up and down the court, superstars throwing up tritons, devil horns, and sticking their tongue out, and professional players, and most of the teams saluting Satan, what the heck I'm still watching it for? You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just be real. If you see that and you still in that, something wrong with you. You know these Negroes finna get on, you know these Satanist folks finna get on here and salute Satan. I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. I don't care nothing about if you the Nets or whoever you is. I'm trying to make it into the kingdom. And you running up and down the court throwing up signs. You throwing up powder before the game and all this kind of stuff. You doing rituals before the game.
It's giving urine.
But then I want to get on here and talk about such and such holiday and all that. But I just sit at the table with these folks.
Man,
I can't sit at the table with none of y'all.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Now let me say this right here.
He going out, man. He going out, man. It's real though.
I know there's many probably turned this video off at that point right there.
Right.
And it probably some people probably turned it off before then too. But in particular, at that point right there, I'm glad you just said that too. I don't care because we're not supposed to care. The reason being is what you're saying is not a lie. It's true. So I remember the last time I really sat down and watched a football game. I can't remember. It's been like 5 years ago, maybe. So, no, it might have been 2 years that I actually sat down and watched one. But but it was 5 years since I probably watched it regularly. Like, I used to watch it regularly. Dallas Cowboys was my football team. Los Angeles Lakers was my basketball team. And football was any team from LA, anybody but Bama. All right. So that was.
He used to hate Bama too, man.
I used to go deep on Bama. But my point is that I remember the last time that I could remember actually sitting down and watching the game was a Super Bowl, and I was sitting with my brother watching it. I remember they got to the end of the game when they won the Super Bowl, and they all came through and kissed that trophy. Every last one of the jokers held the trophy up and kissed the trophy. I looked at my brother. I said, Mark, there's something ain't right about that. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's deeper than just kissing that trophy. That's something big right there. And then you see how the Super Bowl halftime shows are. Most of them are full of idolatry.
Right.
All this stuff going on. It's like we can't ignore that. We can't ignore these things. So is football in itself wrong? No. Mm-hmm. Is basketball in itself wrong? No. But at the same time, we cannot, just because we love something so much, we can't give ourselves to a systematic promotion of that when we know that the ins and outs of it is wickedness and idolatry. Right. We do know that. Right. All right. So I don't watch basketball. I don't watch football. I don't. But at the same time, I'm not one that comes out and just tells people they're wicked for doing it. Right. It depends on what you understand and what you see. Yeah. Like the way you just explained it, I'm glad you explained it the way you explained it. What needs to happen is there needs to be a serious explanation to people about why something is not pleasing to Yahuwah, so that they can clearly see and they can go look at it for themselves. Because I'm very big on not just with everybody else, but even with me. I'm very big on don't just listen to a man and take his word for it. Right. Because a man can tell you anything. Right. A man can. Some people just don't like sports at all.
Right. Yeah, they want to try to.
So then they'll just say that because they don't like it. But what we're talking about is dealing with a righteousness wickedness type thing. Mm-hmm. It needs to be dealt with on a righteousness and wickedness level. That's why me in my life right now, I'm big on when Yahuwah shows me something, I'm big on doing it myself before I tell anybody else. Really? When Abba told me to stop eating meat, I didn't tell nobody else to stop eating meat. I stopped eating it. Hadn't eaten it since. When he told me, when he was dealing with me hard about one day out of the blue, I was in the grocery store about to buy some eggs. I ate eggs every morning. Mm-hmm. And the Ruth spoke to me and said, he said, stop eating eggs. Mm. I put them back on the shelf, hadn't had them since. It's probably been 3 months now. I can't remember. But I hadn't had it since. Did I tell anybody else not to eat no eggs? No. That was for me. Right. Because of maybe some of the things. See, one thing I know is that Abba promised me that he was going to heal me. He made me that promise. In 2020. He made me a promise that he was going to heal me. So now I understand that when he tells me something that has to do with what I put in my mouth or my health or my lifestyle, I know that it's for my healing. Because he promised me he was going to heal me. It don't mean that I go out and tell everybody else not to do something. Mm-hmm. If it's wicked, that's one thing. Yeah. But some things are just for you because Yahuwah knows my body. Mm-hmm. He knows what's going on inside of me. He knows that maybe something I'm doing that you can do. Right. I ain't telling nobody not to eat no meat. Right. I'm confident that when he told me to stop eating meat is because that meat was feeding some disease inside of me. Okay. I'm confident it was. And I have the backup of that by the testimony of where I am right now compared to when he told me in 2020 to stop eating it. Mm-hmm. Compared my health in my life then compared to now, can nobody tell me to ignore Yahuwah when he tells me what to do or what not to do? Yeah. I'm going to do it because I see him coming through and making good on the promises that he made me. Right, that's real. My body is a complete turnaround. Right. From 2020. The stuff that I was dealing with every day.
Right, exactly.
Stuff that had me balled up in the floor crying sometimes. Literally crying.
It's real, bro.
I seen Yahuwah come through and he told me up front, I ain't gonna do it miraculously. You ate your way into this mess, you're gonna eat your way out. You ate all that garbage to get you in here. You're going to change your eating habits. You're going to drink some herbal tea instead of that McDonald's dollar tea. And you're going to quit putting all that poison in your body. You're going to eat some things fresh from the earth. You're going to change your appetite. You're going to kill that appetite that you have. That appetite for destruction that you have. You're going to tame that appetite. And that's how I'm going to heal you. I ain't going to come in and just touch you. I didn't touch you to get you like this.
Right.
You did that.
You did that.
Now, some other people he might come and touch. But you know what? I'm completely good with how he told me he's going to do me.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's helping me to grow. Now I'm seeing that I'm stronger in him than I thought I was. I can say no to the stuff that I couldn't say no to 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Stuff that had me bound in bondage. We talk about crack. We talk about heroin. A lot of this garbage we eat every day is addictive. Mm-hmm. I was addicted to Dr. Pepper. I couldn't go a day without drinking that. I'm talking about maybe 10. I probably drunk, no lie, I probably drunk a total of 10 cans of soda per day if you count up everything that I drunk. From the time that I got up to the time I laid down. I was a fool. And I was addicted. I couldn't do without it. I couldn't do without those, without all that processed garbage that I was buying on a regular basis. All that fast food. I couldn't do without it. Don't talk to me about crack and heroin. I'll talk to you about the stuff we buy at Walmart.
You help somebody out.
You want to talk about addictions?
Because
you don't got to go to crack and heroin. You go right to the store.
Because it was the Dr. Pepper that gave you that dopamine fix.
That's right. We're talking about that.
Man, here we go.
Go with it.
Here we go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to with it.
You go with it.
You flowing. You know what I'm saying? It's the Dr. Pepper that gave you that dopamine fix. Is that it was them sweets or whatever you need. Hasatan knows what he needs to use to keep us bound, to keep our minds distorted, and manipulate our thought process. And I guess I'm saying this because I think we need to go ahead and wrap it up in a little bit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I sense that we done well. Hallelujah. Yahuwah. All praise to Yahuwah. You know, but everything that you just said, rewind what you just said. If you know when this is over, just that little bit, it ties into everything that we said this past 2 hours.
That's right. Man, it's been 2 hours.
It's been 2 hours. We have to quit. We got to quit fooling ourselves and start making our business understand that we have issues that we have to rectify within ourselves. Issues that may not be inherently wicked, but because it takes us away from what Yahuwah has for us, we need to put it down. If you need to put down football or basketball, not just because that's reason enough. Not just because these cats are doing rituals at the beginning of the game, but off the simple fact that it's your default mode, that it's your default setting, and that it caters to the fact that you don't want to deal with life and you don't want to deal with yourself. You need to put that down. You need to get away from that, so Yahuwah can get you uncomfortable enough to change your life for the better.
I think also, it's not to just keep pounding that out, but in any situation when we see some wickedness come into the room or whatever, we need to get rid of it. If you're on your phone and you see, okay, they're trying to pitch this religion at me again. Or they trying to pitch this leader at me again, and I know he ain't on one accord with me, and I know I need to stop listening to this guy. You can't keep pitching that. That's right. You see what I'm saying? So if I see Beyonce right there, I'm over somebody's house or whatever, I'm at work or whatnot, I'm not gonna watch that. Why? Because I know she a witch. I don't care who all on the show with her. I ain't got nothing to do with her. Yahuwah said, "Don't suffer a witch to live." So, so that's the same situation with the ball. If I see somebody and you keep doing that, whatnot, I'm finna get away from you. Dawg said, I wash my hands. That was a wise man. You gotta wash your hands with the wicked. I'm not sitting with y'all. So we have to have a hoopma to walk away from stuff when we plainly see it right there and what it is. Or you just gonna sit right there with that? You comfortable with that?
Right. Absolutely.
You gotta separate. That's what it means to be Kadash.
That's right.
Yahuwah say he be Kadash, for I am Kadash. He know if he up in the building, you think he just finna sit right, the King Righteousness just finna sit right there and watch that with you?
Con. Absolutely.
And now you finna walk out here with him. Hold on, you need to stop, little buddy. You need to go back there with them. That's what you like.
You're right.
That's right.
That's what you want.
Right.
That's what you want.
That's what you like. Go back with them. And see, okay, so there was a famous preacher that was at a Peter's birthday party. And I saw that going around, and Puffy.
Puffy, okay, yeah. Really? Okay, I don't know if you ever seen
Bishop Jakes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can say it. It was online. I mean,
Right.
he took a video and sent happy birthday to him. You know,
Okay.
so it's like, I was like, what's the problem with saying something if you put it out there? I mean, if it's out there, you know, it's like you're not talking about nobody. They showing it themselves.
Right.
He showed up at the party.
Okay.
All right, so there's a lot of people, Christians, were attacking Bishop Jakes because he showed up at Puffy's party and the stuff they were doing and everything. So I understand what you're saying when it comes to that right there. It's like, okay, you know what people are about. You know, are we going to willfully put ourselves in that environment, in that type of environment? And it's saying about, you know, what Jakes did. This is about in general.
Sure.
And that, are we going to put ourselves in that environment? Now, okay, some people can say, okay, well, you work with heathens. Are you going to quit your job because you got some people in at your job that are witches? And you know, I worked at Honda. I'm confident there are plenty of witches at Honda.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I still work there. You know what I'm saying? But that's not entertainment.
Right.
That's making a living.
Right.
You know, but there are some people that can argue that, well, have faith and leave that job and go find another job then. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, there's always, for me, just me learning in my life, there's always a seeking of Yahuwah that has to happen for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that I'm one thing. I think people that are close to me, like y'all are close to me. Y'all know me. Everybody don't know me, but y'all know me. Y'all know that I'm not one that makes excuses for unrighteousness. You guys know that about me.
Right.
I'm not one that's out here trying to make excuses to do what I want to do. My main goal, just like I know is y'all's main goal, which is why we hang, is what does he want? But at the same time, in understanding what he wants, I always pray, Abba, I don't want to be a Pharisee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a Pharisee.
And you saying Pharisee, I'm gonna touch that one more time. I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting right there and I'm gonna watch a game and nothing has happened, there's no need for me to turn it.
Con.
Yeah.
That's good clarity.
Yeah.
That's good clarity.
Balance.
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's what Yahuwah wants.
Con.
Balance. But the world is so unbalanced.
So unbalanced. Yeah.
The world's unbalanced.
Right. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I just want to. This is what we're.
Yeah.
All right, Barak Yahuwah. Ms. Parker, we love y'all. Thanks for stopping by. We're a lot longer than I thought we were going to be, but you know how when you get to flowing, when the root gets to flowing, you don't even think about it. You said we were 2 hours, like 2 hours?
Yeah, we're at like 2:30 right now.
Man, I didn't realize that long. All right. But anyway, we love y'all very much. Tada. See you when we see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And she said, Angela Hawkins, we're going to leave with this. Pray for the sermon in this last hour. That's good. That's a good point, Cody. Pray for the sermon in this last hour. We're in a world where wickedness is abound in a way that's covert, in a way that's blatant, in a way that is appealing, appetizing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's easy to be convinced that the world has all the answers.
That's right.
But we must pray for discernment, because just as much as the world is increasing in their wickedness, I feel the righteous. Whew, getting goosebumps now. I feel the righteous becoming more bold like a lion. I feel the righteousness of Yahuwah begin to get louder and louder in these last days. Hallelujah. So we must pray for discernment. We must pray for discernment. We must pray that Yahuwah allow us to move the way He has called us to move, and not be deceived by the sounds in the world that are glaring that sounds like righteousness.
Yeah.
Because the enemy, not only does he come to seek to kill, steal, and destroy, walking about like a roaring lion, seeking who may devour, but he also comes as an angel of light. So, let's pray for discernment.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom. We love y'all.
Shalom.
We appreciate y'all.
Barak Yahuwah.
Rock Yahuwah.
With some watchmen, you do the preaching. You need a 7-year Sabbath for your land where you meet teaching. Sad Sunday.